Nowadays, we have a really fast-paced world. We're constantly inundated with information, stimulus, but particularly in our workplaces, we're bombarded with challenges, and there's such a high demand on performing on a high level, high competition. If you're not performing, if you're not showing up, if you're not constantly there 100%, you're out. Either you can't or you burned out. And if you do not manage your energy proactively, you will burn out. But more so, it's not just the burnout, it's actually impacting your happiness, it will impact your relationships, it will impact your performance. And if you're a leader and you're not really feeling your best self, there is no way that your team will produce and actually effectively get the things done that they need to, because you're not showing up as your best self. So managing your energy is really a foundation of any leader. And statistics really show somewhere between 30 to 40 different between women and men as leaders feel burned out, and is most often due to not managing their energy. Now, I have a lot of clients, they say to me, well, but I don't have time. I can't take this off. I have a meeting, I got a presentation. I don't have time to take time off and work out or take a break throughout the day. Well, the truth is, if you're not taking a break and managing your energy now, you will be forced to. Eventually you will be forced to, because you're too tired, you're too exhausted, and when you're burned out, you will be forced to take a break, because your brain and your body will say, stop. So take a more proactive approach and manage your energy now to avoid the burnout, because once you are, and if you had a burnout, once you are in that stage, it is so much harder to recover. I'm Heike Fallon, a personal high performance coach, and I help my clients master their self-leadership with a brain-based approach, because if we do utilize our brain and we rewire the brain, we have lasting changes. Now, please subscribe to my channel or share this video with any friends or anyone that you think would absolutely benefit from that, because my mission is to really share this knowledge with more people, because we need more effective and better leaders in the world to make a bigger positive impact. So share this video. In this video today, I'm going to first share the typical energy drainers, and there might be some that you had not thought could be draining your energy. And then I will share 10 tips on how you can manage your energy more effectively so you can show up as your best self and as the best leader that you can be. So let's get started. First, the energy drainers. So before you even start anything, I highly recommend figure out what drains your energy. Kind of pay attention and also see what gives you energy, right? Just do a little inventory check for yourself in your own life. So definitely do that. But here's the typical drainers for most people. Number one, actually not really listed in order, but one is negative thoughts. We all have negative thoughts. We all have limiting beliefs, but when we have negative thoughts and they repeat in our head and we spiral sometimes because of the negative thoughts, it takes a lot of energy. We're actually wasting a lot of brain energy because the thoughts are constantly on the negative component. And by all means, the brain, due to its survival mode, likes to jump first on the negative and threat kind of thoughts, and will always jump on it. So it's very easy. That's why we all have them. But the negative thoughts are really draining. They're wasting our energy. Okay. Number two, distractions. Let it be the phone. Let it be somebody actually calling you, if somebody still calls you, or getting interrupted in your workflow from other employees. Distractions take a lot of brain energy. If you get distracted, it takes the brain about 23 minutes to get back to focus. So meaning, anytime you're working on something You get distracted, you're losing technically 23 minutes to fully focus again. And again, it takes more brain energy. Multitasking. If you think you can multitask, you might be thinking you're doing that, but you're really doing task switching, as we call it. The brain cannot multitask. It can only switch really fast between tasks, but that takes more energy. So it's a lot smarter to work on one thing, work on it well for a period of time, and then work on the next thing. Do not go back and forth thinking you are multitasking from a brain perspective. The brain does not or cannot really multitask. It's just some people are better in switching back and forth than others. But there is no multitasking. It really drains energy, so stick to one task at a time. Next one is really overscheduling. I know that's a, such a common knowledge thing, but who doesn't do the overscheduling? I'm definitely guilty of that. Not having a buffer in between the different meetings possibly, so going back to back to back is really draining. So looking at the schedule and avoiding the overscheduling can already save a lot of energy. Social comparison. If you didn't know, but there's lots of studies out, just even being on social media, for example, and just even seeing good things like somebody traveling, right? Your friend is traveling to the Caribbean islands or something, and you see these beautiful pictures. We do consistently compare ourselves. We don't even realize it. But social comparison happens all the time, and it drains us. It takes a lot of energy. Yes, even what they call the up comparison or the down comparison, depending on if you see something, that you're jealous of maybe, or, other people suffering, or, if you watch some of the reality shows and they're dysfunctional and where you think yourself, oh my God, they are so dysfunctional, I'm so much better. All that takes a lot of energy. So it's just important to know. Next one, definitely a big drainer. Again, common knowledge, screen. Screen does tire out our system. And what I mean by that is just the scrolling, either the up, down, or side to side, depending on what social media you're on. But if you watch somebody doing that, watch their eyes. Their eyes are constantly moving, either up, down, side to side. So there's a lot of movement happening with the eyes, and it takes the brain a lot of energy to move the eyes. There's actually muscles that move the eyes, so it's like running a marathon. Guess what? You may not feel it, direct correlation, but you might feel when you're on a computer or sometimes sitting, scrolling for a longer period of time, that you feel more tired, even though you're just sitting around, right? But it's because your eyes doing literally a marathon. So being on the screen obviously can also be tiring due to the overload on the blue screen light, which can be also impacting the sympathetic system, which ramps it up, which our system is just generally more in a fight and flight. So screen can be very tiring. The next one is the people. Yep, the people that you surround yourself with. So if you're surrounding yourself with people that are more negative or not in alignment with you, it can be really draining. And we've all encountered those. So those are the main energy drainers. There's a lot more, and there's definitely going to be some that are more specific for you. So go sit down and just kind of check yourself and see what drains you specifically, and what gives you energy. Now, there's a lot of things I didn't list right now, but they kind of overlap with the 10 tips I'm going to share now on how to manage your energy better. And number one thing, hands down, is sleep. If you're not sleeping, you're gonna be tired. So managing actually your sleep, getting enough sleep, that means 7 to 9 hours, but also setting up a an environment that is a good sleep environment that starts from a mattress. Dark, temperature matters. And also recently more and more studies came out on having a consistent routine matters. So it's not so much when you go to bed, it does matter too, but it doesn't really matter as far as 10 or 12, but it matters to keep that consistently. So you don't want to go to bed at like 9 during the week and then 1 a.m. on the weekends. So maintaining actually a more consistent schedule is better for a really good night's sleep. Also, it matters on your evening routine, what you do before your bedtime, how calming it is. Again, screen will tire you out and actually impact your sleep. That's another story, but sleep is super important to work on getting your good quality and quantity of sleep. Number 2, I already said, hinted in there, routine. Routine really matters. If you want to manage your energy better, I highly recommend to start having a good, effective morning routine that works for you. That means whenever is right for you to get up. We don't all have to get up at 5 a.m. Sure, I won't. It's not my time. I'm not an early bird. Whatever time is right for you to get up is the good time to start your morning routine, and then you want to make it an effective morning routine. I have other videos, please check them out on specifically the morning routine and what makes an effective morning routine, but know that the better your morning routine is, the better you will be managing your energy throughout your day. Same goes with an evening routine. As I said, what you do before your bedtime, and I'm talking really about the 3 hours before your bedtime. So usually last meal should be 3 hours before your bedtime. That's kind of like the 3-2-1 rule. 3 hours before bedtime, no more food, so no late night snacking. And 2 hours before bedtime, stop working. Engage in really more, lighter, less brain energy using activities, maybe a little stretching or meditation. And one hour before bedtime, definitely no more screen. Now, my sleep is a little more sensitive, so for me it's actually better longer, like even 2 hours before technically not having screen time. Or I do wear, for example, yellow glasses to block out the blue light. Definitely has a huge impact on my sleep, and having that routine helps me manage my energy better. So having a good morning routine, good evening routine, but also routine in general. So go back to analyzing and see what routines do you have in place. When do you, for example, exercise, or when do you, what is your routine as far as your meals? When do you take your meals? So there's a lot said to routine, because routine means the brain uses less energy. It's the things that come always at the same time, so the brain kind of can adjust to it, and it's not that big novelty that causes us to use a lot of energy, brain energy I'm talking. Fantastic. With that said, planning. I do that in my morning routine. Plan your day. Plan not just the meetings and special tasks you have to do, but also plan when you're gonna do take a break, and when are you gonna exercise, when are you gonna have some me time. Plan everything, because once you plan, you can manage your energy better. Next one, breaks. As I said already, breaks are extremely important. Not just talking about when you're sitting a long time that you have to get up and move as far as taking a break. Yes, you need to take a break for your body. If you're standing a lot, you might be sitting down. If you're sitting down a lot, you should be standing up. But we do need a break for our brain to be even more productive and to conserve energy. Oftentimes, my clients think like we need to like crank it through, right? We have this task, we don't need to bulldoze through, we need to keep going. to be productive, to reach the goal. But if you're working 3 hours in one stretch and you're not giving your brain a break, you're actually going to be not as productive in the second half. So actually taking a quick 2, 3, 5-minute break every 50 minutes, that's what the research shows, every 50 minutes taking a break will actually conserve energy, but also re-energize your brain, and you will be more productive. You will actually get more done. And so instead of having to take 3 hours to get your task done, you take a break after 50 minutes, you may actually get your task done with a total of 2 hours, because you are more productive and you're more energized when you're actually taking breaks. So take more breaks more actively. Also recommend taking a break is not being on your phone. Taking a break means moving a little bit, jumping around a little bit, looking outside if you're sitting a lot on the computer. So take more effective breaks that work for you. Maybe around outside, walk around the block, your building once, whatever you have available, but getting away from the screen if you're a lot on the screen, or depending on what you're doing. Again, if you're up and standing a lot, you might need to sit down. That might be your break. So taking breaks every 50 minutes, ideally, per research. I know some meetings go longer. We can't take the break. Number 5, exercises, or I like to really say movement. Yes, we need to exercise. It's good for cardio, doing some cardio for a circular system. Weight training, all we know, those are all beneficial, but it's really also generally about movement. Our system functions by movement. We do need to move our joints, not just for the body and the joint, but also for our brain to think better, to be more productive, and to really be healthy. So movement doesn't always have to be crazy heavy lifting or intense cardio. Just going for a walk, just doing a couple jumping jacks, moving a little bit, your wrists, for example, with an aid, just some kind of movement will actually help you balance and manage your energy better and activate different brain areas. So again, it doesn't always have to be intense. Highly recommend to do some intense work, but just getting up throughout the day and just, moving a little bit really makes an impact. Number 6, mindfulness. And when we're talking mindfulness, it can come in very different forms. Mindfulness is really about being present and really slowing down sometimes, because we're going and going and going, and taking a moment to just even closing your eyes and just kind of feeling yourself again and checking in with yourself to even, feel how you're feeling, because oftentimes things are back to back to back and we don't even know that our shoulders are up here, right? From the stress. So sometimes just taking a moment, closing the eyes, checking in, how are my shoulders? How tight am I feeling? Am I hungry? Who hasn't already skipped lunch because of work, and they forgot to eat? So checking in, being present, being really in the moment and focused. Also, great way to mindfulness always is meditation. So even if you do, throughout the day, throw in a little 3-minute meditation. Breathing exercises can be a great tool for mindfulness. There's lots of different ways. None of them are right or wrong, but you can do different breathing drills and really feel your body, check in, and really create a little more a mindful moment. And also journaling. And when I'm saying journaling, that could be, if you're a writer, it could be big, long journaling, but it sometimes can also be just a gratitude journal, just writing down what you're grateful for, and just taking that moment and not just writing down quick what I'm grateful for, but actually taking a moment, letting it sink in, and think of why are you grateful for that, and how does that make you feel, depending on what you feel thankful for. How do you feel about it? What does that give you? And feel the energy as you think about those things. All right, number 7. Very, very, very important. Again, a common knowledge one, but we're not all really pulling through on that, and that's the diet. Yes, your nutrition. So easy, especially when we get into that cycle of things are moving and lots of meetings and stress going on. We tend to not eat as balanced and healthy as we need to for ourselves. So eating a balanced diet, and I'm saying balanced because it is also different for everyone what they really need, but key things is we do want to stay away from too much sugar, and that means really the sweets, kind of the candy, the cookies, that kind of sugar. Fruit sugar is a different type of sugar. So staying away or very limiting the sugar, and also processed foods, so anything also with preservatives in it, and hydration. Can't say it enough. You do want to or need to really drink enough water. The system works with fluid. If we're not feeding and hydrating our body well enough, it impacts our brain, and it takes a lot of extra energy if we are not eating healthy. If the gut needs to do overtime because it's trying to digest food that isn't really food, it does take more energy. And it also has an impact on our physical energy. It makes us tired if it's not nutritious food. So we do want a well-balanced diet with nutritious food, and it's a key for energy. So if you need to kind of work on that a little bit more, remember, start small. Number 8, schedule your downtime. Yes, some of us need to really schedule our own me time, our downtime, the time where you can slow down if you need to, because you need that energy that comes from slowing down, or schedule time for your hobbies, the things that you love. It's painting, singing, playing guitar, whatever it be, reading, some kind of special time that's just for you to feel that, it's something that you care about, something that gives you energy. Schedule that, because if you don't schedule it, it won't happen. And we do ideally want something like that really every day. So schedule some time for you, the me time, the downtime, however you want to call it. Number 9, setting boundaries. Yes, again, we do know setting more healthy boundaries will help us save energy, conserve energy. Sometimes you gotta say no in order to conserve and manage your energy. Figure out what your values are, what your mission are, what your goals are, and see if you're really on track, or if you do need to set more boundaries, more healthy boundaries, in order to manage and conserve your energy. Number 10, as much as negative people drain you, surround yourself with the positive ones. Find the people that are your type of people, people that lift you up, people that give you energy, people that share your values. Surround yourself with those people that give you energy, because social connection can give us energy, but it needs to be with the people that are right for you. And so go participate in something, communicate, share, and connect with the ones that line up with you, because that will give you energy. These are my 10 tips to manage your energy better. So hopefully this was very helpful to you, and I hope you start embracing that, So first step, identify what are your energy drainers, what gives you energy. Then take a look at this list of how you could better manage your energy. Where could you implement and change something? And remember, start small, because the brain does not like big changes. It takes too much energy. Start small. Small little changes. Just pick one out of these 10 tips and start with one small action. There's never a better time than now to get started. So start today, because you will actually avoid the burnout and fatigue and stress. You will actually manage your energy better if you start today. And really, you're showing up healthier, happier, more alive, more energetic. So if anything, do it for you.